So it's possibly the smallest art studio in the whole world, but we live in a little cottage in rural South Derbyshire, and this is our little front room, which is the smallest bedroom upstairs in our little cottage. And I'm going to come straight in. You can see my little desk there, which is looking amazingly tidy. And I wanted to show you the view out of my studio window because I do think I am exceptionally lucky, and if I move round a little bit you can see the beautiful fields and trees, and if I come back this way you can see our cars out there, but we've also got a beautiful sycamore tree and our lovely neighbour's shed just visible there, and that's my little owl mobile, which is quite sweet, isn't it? I often see and hear lots and lots of different animals. I've seen foxes, as you probably know from earlier videos, and I was listening to the ravens this morning, and rabbits and hares, and red kite and buzzard and green woodpeckers and owls, tawnies especially we hear. So I really am very lucky. So that is a beautiful literal window on the countryside around here. So that's that. And then what I have in my room is I'm also a healer. So I do healings mainly these days just for myself and for others that I know personally. And so I have a little healing altar. I've got a beautiful wooden fox with the lovely, I can't think of the name that you call it when you burn patterns into the wood. It's just absolutely gorgeous, with two cubs, which was a gift from my beautiful husband David, I think for Christmas last year. And so so this is a crystal altar with a few very special items in, and white sage and Palo Santo for smudging and clearing, and then there's quite a number of different crystal pieces that all create a line from the far corner through. And then if I show you through past my office chair, and then a quick scan of my easel, which I'll come back to, this is the chair that I sit in to do any healings, and so it's on an energetic line, which is wonderful. So I always light a candle and do my prayers, etc. there. So that's a little insight. And look at my light shade as well. I managed to find that in a charity shop or a thrift shop if you're in the US, with all animals on, which I knew was perfect for me. I'm sure it's supposed to be for a nursery, but I don't care at all because I think it's beautiful. So there you are. So I have a little healing setup here, and then I'll give you a quick view, but here's a bigger view of my easel, which is a magnetic board, and I use super strong magnets to pop my materials, my papers up onto. And I have a little mixing paper there for when I'm using pan pastels, which I've been doing to put the base layers into my latest piece that I shared a little bit with all my newsletter VIPs last week. So if you're one of those, you will probably have seen an update, and I will be sharing more about this new piece. I've just started, as I say, to put the base layers in, and I've done the outline sketch by hand, and I have a piece for mixing, and then I have various reference photographs that I always either take myself or have permissions to use to help me with my art, which is wonderful. So there you are, and as we come round from the easel, I also wanted to just show you this piece. I created this piece in soft pastel when I was 16, so that's a long time ago. So I'm very proud of that piece. I managed to keep it safe and had it framed, oh goodness, 20 years ago. And I love to see that piece because it was when I'd early on discovered that I loved soft pastel, and was really pleased with how I'd managed to create that piece. And then I've got my quirky purple cat clock, which is very important, obviously, isn't it, in a studio, to know what time it is, and also to have plenty of feline energy. And my Wild Britain calendar, which of course I use for making notes and things, to help me with my planning. So, and there you go. And then this is a one of my tables with, this one's actually got all my soft pastel kit on it at the moment. So you see my pan pastels and colour charts, and then beneath that, I won't get it all out, I've got all the sticks and smudges, and then in these boxes, these are all my pastel pencils as well, and of course the obligatory kitchen roll to make sure everything stays relatively tidy, because I'm a bit of a neat freak artist, I will say, as my social media holding platform, whatever you want to call it, to put my phone in and to do time lapses of my art when I'm creating it, and when I'm talking on my phone to people as well, to customers. And then in my window, back to the window, I've got an array of lovelies. I do love hares, so you'll probably see lots of those. My calendar, and Emma the cactus, she's barrel cactus. She looks prickly, but she's actually beautifully soft and lovely. So so she's growing well, and she's been in my studio for a few years now, so I look after her. And then I've also got a few other special pieces, and a lovely angel, which again I bought a long time ago. And you've seen my altar. So I've got my paperwork and things and materials, and then that's my my inbox with a few essential things in for research and orders and messages for people, and my books and all that sort of thing. And then I've got a teeny little bookshelf, because this is a teeny little room, I've got polychromos pencils and all their colour charts. Lovely wooden postcard of a green woodpecker, isn't that gorgeous? Some more crystals, I do love my crystals. And yeah, and then just a collection of various different things for my art, and some essential reference books. And the English dictionary down on the floor is for when I do my recordings on my laptop for YouTube, and I put that underneath my laptop. So it's actually a laptop riser, so very important and easy access. And then finally, this is my store cupboard, and I've got my lovely Jules Chabot apron, which I wear at events when I'm out and about. And I've also got the lovely ceramic pin of Just a Card, which is supporting independent artists. And I'm just going to open it up. I mean, it's not terribly exciting in here, but this is where I keep all my art ready for sale. So I've got lots and lots of framed pieces which I take to events. I've not been doing any this year so far because of my health things. Cards, greetings cards, and then can't really see it under there, but I've got a big box full of prints and smaller pieces, and up top more stuff there. So I try to keep that nice and orderly. Oh, and that's in the big card here, this is my first piece in the Celtic collection sitting there. I'm not going to unwrap it all, but yes, I'm just keeping it there so it stays nice and pristine. So there you are. So I think that's about everything. If I whiz around, you can see the door there, and then literally, I don't know what the measurements are, but you get a feel for just how small but perfectly formed this is. And I hope you've enjoyed having a little tour around and getting a feel for where I sit. So I do all my administration and emails and ordering and all those things, event organisation here, and then of course I just move my chair over and sit and work at my beautiful board. So so there you are. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you've got any questions or anything you want to mention, then I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Bye for now.